Hey everybody, welcome to Shit I Love with Jason Stuart. That's me. And I'm with my guest today. This is my youngest guest ever. He's 21 years old.
Youngest, really?
Yeah, you are. There's no one younger than you that's been
Wow.
on this show because I don't know any younger people. Eric TABACH.
Yes.
Am I saying it right?
That's perfectly correct.
Yes.
No one knows how to say my last name. I don't even know how.
This is an actor who I met 4 years ago when he was 16 years old. He had made a movie when he was 15 called Love is Strange, starring Fred Molina or Alfred Molina, John Lithgow, Marcia Tomei, Harriet Harris, Cheyenne Jackson. I mean, it had an incredible cast, and he had a much bigger part than me. I had one scene, I just played the guy who married them, and you played, tell him who you played.
I played Vlad, who was he was the best friend of the son of Charlie Tahn played the role, Marissa Tomei's son, and there was a lot of just unanswered questions and questions that my character raised. I had a weird relationship with Charlie, and
you guys were basically, there was a sort of gay kind of vibe.
Yeah, there was some sort of
gay.
I mean,
I don't know why they didn't want to, but it made it more interesting of kids just trying to figure out who they were. And of course, you're straight, have a girlfriend, lived in Philadelphia, and now you live in New York and grew up in Russia.
Yeah.
Just like any normal United States kind of guy.
Exactly. Very American.
And we met at Sundance, which was my first time at Sundance and yours with the film. I'd been twice before, but never with a film before.
Oh, really?
What was that experience like for you?
Sundance was awesome. It was very hectic. I met a lot of incredible people who I still see in auditions, like leads at these Sundance films I'm now auditioning with, which is crazy because I thought they were so much older than me. And Ira brought me up on stage to talk, which was really cool. And it was the first movie I did since coming from Russia. So I spoke out about the problems in Russia and the issues with them being anti-gay and whatnot. And GQ wrote an article titled "The Biggest Political Jab at Sundance" by Eric TABACH.
Really?
Yeah, which got me in a little bit of trouble with my Russian friends, but it was cool.
Well, do you still have friends in Russia?
None of them are in Russia anymore. They're all studying in London or the United States.
What was it like growing up in Russia?
It was crazy. I mean, that's all I remember, so I don't remember the United States.
How old were you when you moved there?
I was 3 when I moved there. And
your father's a spy?
Basically. He got kicked out when I was 5, and I lived without him for 7 years. So we weren't under the protection of the embassy or anything.
You lived without your dad for 7 years?
Yeah, we lived in just like random apartments and like on top of brothels, and our apartment exploded at one point, and it was very unsafe. God. It was very unsafe. It was very, very crazy. And like by the age of, I don't know, like 8 or 9, I was just like traveling by myself around Russia and flying and trying to transport things. I don't even know if I should.
Where did your dad go?
He went to Turkey. He served in Turkey.
France, so like on The Americans, and he wore different wigs and masks?
Yeah.
Really?
He always looked different every time.
Seriously?
No, he didn't. He
didn't wear glasses. Come on, and a face-down mustache.
He didn't have like. He wore like clown costumes sometimes, and just like played different people. He was an actor. He was probably an actor.
He's
a better actor.
Are you serious about clown costumes?
No. Okay. He was regular, but he was definitely like hated, and he got declared a spy and got kicked out, and then came back somehow, retired, got taken hostage basically, where the Russians threatened him and said that he has to work for Russia. And he told them to screw off, and they didn't renew his visa, and the embassy told the entire family to leave because it wasn't safe for any of us.
So where did you leave to?
Philadelphia.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then what made you want to start acting?
My acting story is weird. I started acting as a little kid because for multiple reasons. First of all, I was diagnosed with schizophrenia in Russia.
What?
Yes. So at the age of like 6, the Russian doctors told me I was schizophrenic because I told my mom I would like hear voices and like see things, and I would play different like characters. And then I went to an American doctor, and they were like, no, just enroll him in a theater. He's creative.
So your mother thought you were schizophrenic for how long?
For like maybe a month or 2. Yeah, and then they enrolled me in a theater, and I fell in love with acting. So I was just a creative person. And
so
also,
schizophrenia has been really good for you.
It's been great. Schizophrenia has been amazing. I love it. And also, my grandma got dementia when I was a little kid, and so like I always found myself trying to make her laugh and making faces and stuff. So it was a lot about entertaining people and like bringing happiness. Because we couldn't communicate with her or anything, but my like loud noises and weird faces made her laugh. So that got me into acting. And then I started taking it seriously when I read the Hunger Games books, and I heard they were turning them into a movie, and it was my favorite series of books, and I wanted to be Peeta in the movie. So when I was in Russia and I was like 11.
Is it Peeta a girl?
Peeta's a guy.
Oh, yeah. No, that's the little gay boy.
Josh Hutcherson.
Oh, he's not gay.
No.
Oh, okay. I'm confused.
Yeah. And so I called CAA and WME and UTA when I was in Russia.
Those are all the William Morris Agency and creative artists.
Yes, they're the biggest agencies in America, because I literally Googled top agencies in America and I called them, and I was 11 and I was like, listen, I want you guys to represent me. I want to get into the Hunger Games and I will fly from Russia to America for auditions. And they were like, sorry, we're not looking for anyone. So then as soon as I moved to
the
the United
secretary
States,
said, I'm sorry, honey, can you hold on, please? We've got this crazy kid online from Russia. What should I do? Oh, tell me. I'm sorry. They're all in meetings. Take care. Thank you.
That's exactly what happened. And then so when I moved to America, my first goal was to get an agent and get into the Hunger Games.
And did you get an audition?
And now I'm the lead in the Hunger Games. No, I never got an audition. It was too late. By the time I got there, they were already all cast. And
how'd you get your first agent?
First of all, I went to a lot of scams when I first went.
Oh, there's tons of them.
There's so many scams, and in Philadelphia, like any place that's not New York or LA, most
no,
of
they're here
too.
too.
They're here too,
oh,
really?
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I would show up and they'd be like, we love your eyes, just pay us like $3,000. And my mom was like, fuck you, let's get out of here. And I was like, Mom, you don't understand, they love me. Like, just pay
no, they
me
loved your
$3,000.
eyes.
They loved my eyes. I was like, Mom, how dare you? And she was like, Eric, this is a scam. I was like, you're a scam. So I would fight with my mom. And so if
I'm schizophrenic now, for real.
Schizophrenic, yeah. So if my mom wasn't there, I would have like lost all this money. And then I went to an acting class. And I auditioned, and the guy was like, you need to go to New York. My wife represents Aubrey Plaza, or like all these amazing people. And I was like, ugh, this is another scam. But I met my manager, and she was like, he's okay, he's ugly. And then
your manager said you were ugly?
She calls everyone ugly. And so then she sent me to
probably the good looking. For those who don't know, we'll show you pictures of Eric. He's very handsome.
No, I look like a monkey or something. Like I look like some sort of cartoon character.
Yeah, and I look like what? An old Buddha. So.
And so she sent me to Warner Brothers, and I got good reviews. They signed me and introduced me to my agents and stuff. So it just like all fell into.
The manager sent you to Warner Brothers
for an audition, yeah.
So it's from an acting class. You got a referral.
Yeah, from an acting class without even taking the acting class. I just auditioned for the teacher, and he was like, "You need to go to New York." So.
And then you started going to New York for auditions
every day.
And that's every day you went to New York?
Yeah, I was in New York every day for commercial and for theatrical auditions. So I was barely ever in school. I had to switch schools. I switched schools like 3 times within 1 year when I moved to the United States. It was crazy. It was very, very hectic to like move, have all this culture shock, and then have to also move schools in the middle of high school.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it was intense.
And did you start going to school in New York?
No, I was in Philly.
Oh, and how did you get to graduate high school with all this?
I don't know. I really don't know. And I got into NYU too, so I like actually got into college. I don't know how. I was just doing work on the train. Yeah, I worked very hard. High school was tough. I was coming home at 1 a.m. every day from New York and just doing homework on the train and stuff and leaving school midway.
And your parents really let you do that?
Yeah, they were very supportive.
And how did you get Love is Strange?
Ooh, I got Love is Strange. I met...
Look up Ira Sachs, everybody.
He's incredible.
Go see the movies that Ira Sachs has directed. He's brilliant.
He's so good. And I auditioned for Avi Kaufman. I got a call back.
She's a casting director.
She's great. And I got a call back, and I met Ira. And I came into the room, and originally the character was Israeli, so I was doing an Israeli accent. And Ira met me and said, I saw your YouTube video. When I was a kid, I made YouTube videos. And he saw my most embarrassing viral video where I talked about puberty and how my balls haven't dropped yet. And so as soon as he said, I saw your puberty video, I was like, oh my God, I'm not getting this. This is terrible. It's a very bad video. But I guess that's why he brought me back. And then when I told him I was from Russia, he asked me to do a Russian accent right there. And then that night, they emailed me an updated script, and the character's name was Vlad. And they changed him to a Russian guy.
And you got the part.
Yeah.
Major supporting role.
Yeah, it was awesome. And I've never done a Russian accent before. When he asked me, I just imitated my dad. So that's why the character came off older. They kept talking about him being older because my accent, I had a high voice when I was like, 15?
So how did you do your Russian?
It was a lot lower. So my Russian accent was just literally my dad, which was
you
like, Eric, I talk like this. And I'm like, I don't know, I'm Vlad. And I talk like this. And I'm a 15-year-old boy who now sounds like he's 32.
Well, your father's not 32. I mean,
yes,
come on, don't be
26.
stupid. He's not 26.
He's 51.
51.
I don't know.
Oh God, he sounds 51.
He's a spy. He
so doesn't
age.
have an age.
No age.
This is stupid.
No age, no name. Actually, I didn't know my father's name. I still don't know my dad's name. His name is Gary and Yuri, and I thought those were the same name, but they're not.
No.
I didn't know
You're
that.
crazy.
He has two names. He changed his name, and he goes
What
by
does your
both.
mother call him?
I don't know what my mom calls him.
Baby?
Baby, maybe. Honey, I don't know.
Daddy?
Sexy daddy, I don't know.
Oh my God.
So,
that is so
he's
funny.
crazy. I'm going to Ukraine right now, and I'm doing a documentary about him.
You're going to go back?
Yeah, I'm going to go to Ukraine, and the video is called I Went to Ukraine to Help My Dad Fight Putin.
That's how you say Putin?
Yeah, Putin.
Putin. Putin.
Putin.
So you did Love is Strange, you went to Sundance, and then you came back and you did a couple more movies. That's where we met at Sundance because we didn't have any scenes together.
We met at the
and then you started contacting me and asked me to mentor you.
Oh yeah, to mentor me. That's true.
Yeah, and then you came here. You came to some of my shows. We talked on the phone. You sent me videos, and you really kept in touch. And your mom was so sweet and supportive.
Yeah.
No matter who, and you were so sweet. I mean, you guys were so nice.
Yeah, it was some. I don't know what it is about me, but I just love staying in touch with people, and like I was inspired by you and all the people that I work with. I just want to learn from and
well, that's very sweet.
Yeah, and I saw your stand-up and I loved it, and I wanted to get into stand-up, so I reached out to you with that too.
And your stand-up, we did stand-up the other night. I was headlining a club, and I got you a spot doing a guest set, and you did terrific, even though you didn't think you did. But you're so not right. You're so not right. You guys got to go online, look at Eric TABACH, and look at his stand-up. It's terrific.
Thank you.
So then you did this film called Landline, and who was the director?
What was her name? I'm very bad when I do.
She recently directed.
She did Obvious Child,
and she also she's a wonderful director, and she also did the latest film. Her name is Gillian. I'm not sure how to say.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Robespierre, I guess. Robespierre. Yes.
It was a really quick film. It was a very quick. It was one day on set for me. So. She does. She directs. She's directed Casual a lot, and she directed Obvious Child. Yeah, she was really good.
Yeah, and Edie Falcon was in it, and Jenny Slate. Yeah, Jay Duplass, and that whole crowd. So you got to work with some really terrific people.
Yeah, it was awesome.
A really nice supporting role, and then you also got to work on a couple other cool films. You did what I call The Girl on the Block. Is that sort of like? I know what you did last summer, kind of.
No, it's The Girl in the Book.
Oh, The Girl in the Book. Oh,
yeah,
God.
That was actually the first movie I ever did in America.
Oh, you did that before you did?
Love is Strange, but it came out after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and The Girl in the Book's like a dark.
Emily Vancamp, who is from Revenge and Brothers and Sisters.
Yeah, and
what was it like to work with somebody who has done so much television?
I didn't get to work with Emily Vancamp. I worked with Anna Movoy-Tan, who played the younger version, because the movie is half and half split. It's like, it's about her. It's about how she was like basically sexually assaulted as a child by her mentor. And so half the movie is Anna Movoy-Tan, who plays the younger version of her. So I got to work with her, and she was like way older than me, and I was 16, and she was like this beautiful British, like talented actress, and it was just really cool to work with her.
Did you get to work with Michael Christopher?
Yes, I did.
Do you know who he is?
I had a scene with Michael Christopher. Yes, he's an amazing
Pulitzer
foreign actor.
He's not foreign at all.
Yeah, he did the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, but the original one. Oh wait, who are you talking about?
You're talking Michael Christopher.
No, I worked with Michael Nyqvist.
Yes.
Yes, I thought you said Michael Nyqvist.
No, Michael Christopher is the guy who won the Pulitzer.
Really?
And the Tony for the Shadow Box, the play.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, isn't that? And he also directed Angelina Jolie and Gia.
Really?
The movie, which is the movie that changed her career and made her a star.
Wow, I had no idea. I had a scene. That scene got cut out though. I had a scene with both of them.
You don't have to be so honest. You can lie on a podcast.
I should lie on a podcast, but that was I watched Master of None, where he invites all his friends to get to his premiere, and he gets cut out of the movie. And that's what happened with me with the Girl in the Book. I showed up and invited my friends, and I just watched that episode, and a few of my scenes got cut out, and I was like,
and nobody told you?
No, nobody told me.
Oh my
I was still
God.
in it. I was still in it. It was just like the only problem with that was some scenes that. Basically, this a story I love to tell, but there's a lot where my character knew what was going on with her and Michael Nyqvist. So when she says she has to go to hang out with him, I'm like very emotional. I'm like, whatever, go, like, go get, molested by this older man, go. But that scene got cut out where the audience knows that I know about their relationship, so I just seem like I'm overacting in the movie the entire time. They never explain that my character knows. So when I was watching the movie, I was like, "Oh my god, why am I so explosive?" So that was fun.
So you did a number of shorts.
A lot of shorts, yeah. I actually worked with the entire crew of Love is Strange right after Love is Strange. Did a short called Chapter 7 with all of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like the entire production crew. It was really, really fun.
Was that the movie about you being the gay kid?
No, that was when I was a son, and I was locked in a house.
With Stephen Ogg.
Yes.
Yes.
And Stephen Ogg's amazing. He's terrifying.
I remember that. That was really scary.
Yeah, so that was really fun. And then I did a short film for a Columbia thesis about a kid who's disappointed in his penis size, which was one of my favorite projects. And it actually... I
hope it's not real.
Oh, it's so real.
No, it isn't.
I went method and just cried about my penis all day. But Warner Brothers bought it, I think, and they wrote a season, but nothing ever happened.
And you have a couple movies coming out.
Yeah.
Now, Alex Wolff directed you in a film called The Cat in the Moon.
Yeah, which is incredible. Alex Wolff is 19 or 20 years old. I think he's...
No.
Yeah, I think he's 19, and he wrote and directed and starred in this movie. And it's incredible. He was so composed and calm and collected. I play one of the kids that gets in a massive fight with Alex, and like he beats me up, and it's a very like broody, like gruesome film about just like teenagers who were messed up.
And then you have one from a director, producer named Ben Hickermel.
Yes, The Buried Girl, which was really, really fun.
Elizabeth Mitchell, I love.
Yeah.
Did you get friendly with her at all?
No.
I don't know if she's still married. Her husband used to be in my acting class. We did a couple of scenes together.
Really?
Yeah, there's always a connection. And James Ranson, who's in it, was also in Tangerine, which was out. So we have a lot of connections.
Wasn't Tangerine shot like right here? There's like a strip.
All here in Hollywood, yeah.
Crazy.
And then you recently had this major guest star on Law and Order,
which was so
SUV.
Fun. That was.
You played this really schmucky guy ever, and that's something you've never done before.
I've never done, and it's something we talked about where it's like TV is like you need to have a lot more intention, and I always looked at intention. I didn't look at intention, but I just watch TV and feel sometimes like it's very overacted. And it's funny because when I went into the audition, all that I was saying in my head was, Eric, just act a little shittier. That's what was going on in my head.
But you were terrific.
And it worked for me. Thank you.
Well, because you played intention, and you played like you were trying to get something in the scene, and you didn't play attitude.
Yeah. Or
you didn't play an idea of something.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference. You can be bigger in a scene. You weren't so big in all the scenes.
Yeah, I was still smaller than everybody else, but it was very, very fun. And Alex, the director, was amazing. Alex Chappelle, and
you got to work with Ice-T.
Ice-T is the funniest guy I've ever met, and an incredible actor. And just like I loved working. Everyone on that set was amazing. It was a very pleasant set.
Mariska Hargitay.
Yeah, I didn't get any scenes with her, but she's like amazing.
You know her mom is.
Yeah, her mom was a successful actress, and she died when she was very young.
Yeah, Jane Mansfield, and her father was Mickey Hargitay.
Oh, I don't know.
I think he was a very famous wrestler.
Oh, really?
Or bodybuilder, something like that. Yeah,
maybe.
I don't know if he's still alive. So, what's really interesting about all this is that you got in a job recently where you write, produce, direct, and sometimes act or host in these short videos that you do for Buzzfeed.
Yeah. And
you work for Buzzfeed. And you were an employee there, and you took me to lunch there the other day, which was really amazing.
They feed us, which is the best part.
And everybody's under 40 or under 35 there. And you said, God, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. I don't notice age at all.
Well, because you're younger. And you're everywhere.
I guess that's what it is. But I feel like no one else is friends with like older people like I am. I don't know. I feel like...
Well, it comes from being a schizophrenic and having a father who was a spy.
That's exactly what it is. But I think I always was like more in awe with older people. Like my sister is 6 years older than me, and I was always more interested in her friends than my friends because I always felt like they had more experience and I could learn more from them, and I just thought they were more interesting than people who were my age. I don't know.
So tell me about BuzzFeed and tell everybody, because this is sort of fascinating. You're the youngest person that works there.
Yeah.
But tell us, everybody, what BuzzFeed is.
BuzzFeed is it's the number one like media company, some sort of like media content creation company, and they have a website and an app and a YouTube channel and an Instagram page, and they just develop content. They develop news content, they develop shows that are like food or entertainment or fashion, and they develop one-off videos, and they just hire people. It's like an incubator. They hire creative people
who are under 35.
Who are under 35, except for the lawyers and stuff like that, and the businessmen who run the business. They're all older. But they just hire you to make...
Oh, I have an email. I have to go.
Oh,
I keep forgetting to shut it off.
They just hire creative people to make content for them and give them absolute freedom. I just shoot and edit and release whatever I want, and it's awesome. It was basically, I went to college. I got paid to go to college.
Because you were at NYU before.
I was at NYU. I was
How long
studying
did you go?
economics. I was there for 2 years. So sophomore year, I left.
Did you get a degree?
Yes.
What's your degree? A bachelor's degree?
I did not get a degree, but I tell people I got a degree. Just to give off a good vibe. Not that you need it.
Were you
I don't
taking
think
acting
you need
classes
a
there?
degree.
Were you in the acting department or the film?
No, I got into their Atlantic Tisch program.
Which is?
It's an acting studio that they have at NYU.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't end up going. I just didn't trust going to school for acting unless it's like a master's at Yale or Juilliard. I just didn't think it was worth the money if you're acting and you're working. Or you can just take a class for $100, you know?
Uh-huh.
It just didn't make sense to me. So I ended up going and studying something that I thought I could use one day, which was economics. And while I was there, I realized I could just read a book, you know?
Wow.
Yeah. It just didn't feel useful.
So what did you study at NYU?
Economics.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, because I thought you took filmmaking. Because
No.
we had talked about it on the phone a couple times. And I was saying, learn to edit more, learn to do all this stuff, because all this stuff is going to really help you with your future.
And I learned all that just on the job. As soon as I told BuzzFeed that I know how to do everything, and then as soon as I got the job, I just learned everything on the job. And that's what I believe in. I think that like no one really learns anything unless they're physically doing it. Like you have to physically do a job to learn. Everything else is like theory.
What was the video that they saw that made them want to hire you?
I sent them a video. It was right when Trump got elected. I felt like there was crazy tension, and like the United States was so split and everyone was hating each other and yelling at each other. So I did a video where I went to college campuses as a foreign exchange student. And
Pretending.
Pretending to be a foreign exchange student. And I had a hidden camera, and I would ask people like, can you explain the election to me? And they'd be like, well, what do you want to know? And I was like, everybody says Trump sexist. Like, what's wrong with that? And like, I would say offensive things and people wouldn't get mad at me. And then by the end, they'd realize that I was saying sexiest and not sexist. Or I'd say, you know, Hillary Benghazi. And then at the end, I'd be like, well, I don't understand. Like, women can't Benghazi? What's wrong with that? And it was all just a play on words. But the message was that, like, because I was a foreigner, no one was yelling at me. They, like, sat down and tried to explain things to me. And that was the message of the video. Like, treat your fellow American like you would a foreign exchange student. So that video did pretty well on Facebook, and I interviewed, and they gave me a 4-month fellowship, which I just had to make videos.
But you did another interview, too, that they saw, the one where you would make 100 friends in a day?
That was for BuzzFeed.
Oh.
That was in my fellowship. So they gave me 4 months to make viral videos, and all my videos hit like 10 million views or 5 million views. And
you have to do one a week?
You have to do one a week, yeah.
Wow. And is that hard to do?
I don't think so. When I first started, it was really hard to figure out how to make great content in a short period of time. And I would stay very late. I'd edit till like 2 a.m. because you have to do everything yourself. But once you figure out the flow of things, it gets a lot easier.
So you did that video. Tell everybody about that video about making 100 friends.
Oh, that video stemmed from, I realized that people liked my content that had to do with making friends. That was like, a lot of my content was me trying to make friends at BuzzFeed and whatnot. So I thought just having a massive number and going out into the streets, because New York City has so many interesting people, would do well. And it took...
Because you lived in New York until recently, you're thinking about moving here to Los Angeles.
Exactly. And that video took so long, and it was very exhausting. And at first it was very uncomfortable to like walk up to people. Everyone thought I was a creep. But towards the end of the day, I actually had like moment where my mentality switched because I met such incredible people. I met butchers. I met someone who's a doctor. I met someone who's like getting a master's at Harvard right now. Like there were just so many interesting people that I ended up meeting. I joined a theater group. There was like a street performer group that like included me in their performance, and I became friends with them. So it was just really, really cool to see like when you lift your head up from your phone and actually interact with people, the people you meet, because there's such a stigma to like talking to strangers.
And your videos get usually what, 70,000 or 80,000? Is it
more? They all get like a million, over a million.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh, you were telling me the 70,000 to 80,000 when you first started.
No.
Well, I don't know where I heard that number.
Oh, on Instagram now.
Oh, Instagram.
So yeah, so from that video, I got 80. From working at Buzzfeed, I now have 80,000 followers on Instagram. And so every time I post it, I can just pick up my phone and record anything, and 80,000 people are going to see it.
So then 80,000 people are going to want to listen to this.
They better. I don't know how strong the engagement is. So like, I don't know when you tell somebody to click on something or watch something, how many people do. I'm curious. I guess I'll have to.
So what do you want to do? I mean, I think it's just you just completely make me crazy, because I think, God, I so wish that I could be your age and know and live at this time.
Yeah.
Because there's so much.
There's so many.
I mean, number one, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
And I'm so thrilled that you got your first big guest star, and I'm so thrilled that you're doing movies. And I'm going to say this: you were very close to getting Manchester by the Sea. You were called back a million times, and you were in the running for that very seriously. And you got to meet Kenneth Lundgren, and everything. Amazing. And I mean, you really have stepped up, and I'm just so impressed.
Yeah.
Impressed is the word.
Thank you.
Really, with what you've done. And what do you want to do? Do you want to make your own film?
I do. I want to make my own show, or I love, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and what those guys do, or Seth Rogen and James Franco. Did you really?
Yeah.
What episode?
Oh, we're not going to talk about it here. It's about you. But
no, I gotta watch it. I'm watching the most recent season, and it's incredible. It's incredible. So with those guys, I just love creative people who just know how to do everything. They just make their own stuff and don't wait for opportunities.
But it's also your age. You're more juxtaposed. I don't think I could go into Buzz TV and know how to edit. You already had done all this kind of stuff already.
Yeah, I would love to do that. Or like just the whole Judd Apatow crew. I'd love to have a team like that.
Oh my God.
It's just they all work together and they're all creative.
Do you want to do reality more, or do you want to do film more?
I think I want to do film more. Film or
television?
TV, yeah, like scripted content. And but I think reality teaches you a lot.
Reality television?
Yeah, because I think reality's all scripted. Like reality television is all scripted. All my videos are fully scripted that are reality TV, and they teach you how to understand characters and story, because you learn most from real human beings. Like TV and film is just real life on paper. So by doing reality, you understand what real life is and how to turn it into an interesting story.
But you can manipulate it.
I manipulate it so much. Editing is key. That's what I learned. Like I can take a video that's nothing, literally nothing, and turn it into something. I did a video that was called X's Kiss for the First Time.
Say it again?
X's Kiss for the First Time. That got like 11 million views.
X's Kiss for the first time.
Yeah, and there were things I created through the edit, like tension and chemistry that these people totally did not have when I was recording it. But I could cut specific lines together that made it seem like they still liked each other, and music,
longing, and
exactly, just like a close up on eyes, even if the eyes don't have anything behind them. Just that trick of an edit makes people think that there's something there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to spend a day with you at your job.
You should.
Really? Would that be allowed?
Yeah. My mom switched jobs with me for a day for a video.
Really?
Yeah, she worked at Buzzfeed.
And what did you? Gosh, she would probably. What did she do?
She nothing. She did stand up too. In that video.
Oh my God.
She wanted to make a video. I think can people. Her challenge was to make a viral video, and her idea was to see if relatives or significant others could identify each other by their farts.
Oh my God.
I don't know. That's what.
And they let you do that?
No. The video was never made.
Oh my God.
She also wanted to just do a video where people tried to be animals for a day. I think her videos were a little weak, but her stand-up was great. She crushed the stand-up.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And had she ever done it before?
No, never. She was very nervous, and she did really well. She even did political stuff that I thought there was no way she was going to get away with, and
because she is
because she's pretty Republican, pretty conservative, and so she literally on stage midway through her act was like, "I voted for Trump," and it went dead silent, and then all her Trump jokes crushed. I don't know how.
Oh my God!
It was very impressive.
Impressive and sad at the same time.
Yes.
So what are your most popular videos at BuzzFeed that we haven't spoke of already? Because I want people to be able to.
I did a mini documentary about a Holocaust survivor called "How I Escaped the Holocaust."
Wow.
Now he's 91 and he's the head of a choir at Trenton. He survived.
What's Trenton?
It's in New Jersey. And he survived.
It's a place in New Jersey.
Yeah,
Trenton,
it's an area.
Yes.
Yeah, and he not only survived, he survived Auschwitz for 2 years, Dachau, escaped, got taken by the 101st Airborne Division, and then fought till the end of the war, and then they brought him to America.
Wow, that's a great movie.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is. He's been trying to get his movie made for years, and nothing ever happened, so I did a mini documentary about it, and 30 million people got to see that movie,
wow.
if you would call it. Yeah.
I love that.
And then there are like dumber videos that I do that do really well, where I try to just master challenges like the invisible step that was trending, or how to make ice bubbles, and I'm just like this dumb, exaggerated version of myself, just struggling to do simple things. So yeah, there have been just so many.
And you're
videos.
still doing your stand-up in New York?
Yep.
Where did you work mostly in New York?
New York Comedy Club, and
Love the New York Comedy Club.
It's very, very good. And then
stand-up New York. Have you worked there?
No, I've never done stand-up New York.
I like that club
I would like
too.
to get into stand-up
because it's on the other side.
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's a different audience.
Yeah. And then not Caroline's.
Gotham.
Gotham. I've done. I did. What is it called?
Helium. You did.
Dangerfields. I did Helium in Philadelphia.
Dangerfields is still there.
It is. It's kind of dead.
Oh.
A little bit. It's dying.
Well, it's had a really long, wonderful run.
It did. It was a really good theater.
And you're up for a show now. Are you up for a big guest star on a show?
A reoccurring
guest star on a show out here in Los Angeles. We won't say, but we're going to wish you well.
Thank you.
I'm going to say thank you so much for being on the show. People want to find you. Where can they find you?
On Instagram,
do you have a website?
Eric TABACH, TABACH. No, I don't have a website.
And you have an IMDb page that doesn't have a photograph.
Yes, Jason's been yelling at me for not having a website, and I have no photo on my
Just
IMDb.
one page that tells people where they can go and find out your stuff.
I'm going to do it. As soon as we log off, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to get a picture on my IMDb. As soon as Law & Order came out, my picture got deleted. I didn't realize that if you don't pay, they take down your picture.
Yeah, well,
It's cheap IMDb.
Yeah, the whole world isn't free.
It's terrible.
Well, if you can't find Eric and you just don't know where to get him and you're older and you just can't figure it out, go to jasonstuart.com, STUART. Send me an email and I will connect you up with him. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, guys.
Everyone, take care until next time.